Hello, it is 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition. For tonight headlines we have the signing of an agreement between IFC and Tiryaki Agro. For the international scene, 7 Palestinians killed and 35 injured in Israeli military raid in West Bank. Welcome to our newsroom. The Prime Minister, His Excellency Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed, today received a delegation of Indian businessmen led by the President of the Djibouti Chamber of Commerce, Yusuf Musa Dawali. This meeting illustrates Djibouti's commitment to strengthening its economic cooperation with strategic partners such as India, following a series of fruitful meetings with the members of the government, including the Minister of Economy and Finance, the President of the Ports and Free Zone Authority. The delegation also had the opportunity to explore strategic sites within the framework of the regional development strategy. Highlights of the visit include Obok and its historical heritage. Discovery of the building from the time of Léonce Lagarde, a tourist site rich in history and known for its thermal waters with the recognized virtues. Ali Sabih in its industrial opportunities, visit of the cement plant, a pillar of regional industrial development. The discussion has made it possible to identify several ambitious projects bringing major economic and social transformation for Djibouti, a major real estate project implementations of 5,000 housing units by one of the leading construction groups in India aimed at meeting the growing needs for modern and affordable housing. Hotel sector's construction of a resort hotel in the northern regions in order to boost tourism and highlight the natural and cultural potential of these areas. Renewable energy implementations of a solar farms of several hundreds of megawatts. On the afternoon of Tuesday, January 21, 2025, the Minister of Energy, Younis Ali Ghedi, received a large delegation of Indian investors who had come to explore the potential of existing investment opportunities in our country, particularly in the energy sectors. Introduced by our ambassador to India, Isa Abdullahi Asowe. The delegation included by the director of Ajmera Indian Group and Companies, Mr. Nimish Ajmera, the director of Ajmera Realty and Infra India Ltd, Mr. Sanjay Ajmera, as well as the Honorary Consul of the Republic of Djibouti in Bombay, Mr. Vishal Mehta. Discussion is focused on the implementations of a solar farm project with an energy capacity of several hundred megawatts and the interests shown by Indian investors in taking over the Ali Sabih cement plant. Discussion is then turned to the technical aspects and feasibility of the various projects. The Djibouti Chamber of Commerce and the delegation of the Indian businessmen today signed a partnership agreement aimed at strengthening trade and economic relations between Djibouti and India. The ceremony took place in the presence of the respective ambassador of the two countries as well as Djibouti's private sector leaders. The agreement marks a milestone in trade between Djibouti and India, two nations with strong historical ties. The main aim of the agreement is to promote investment opportunity, expand bilateral cooperation, and foster economic development in strategic sectors such as trade, infrastructure, energy, and digital technology. The signing of this agreement paves the way for a series of joint initiatives and projects.
Doing business. We operate out of 8 countries, but we realize and I experience that people in this country, if they say yes, means yes. And otherwise they say we will come back to you. What the chairman told 1 minute ago, there is a clear understanding in their system. Either it is yes or we do not know. There is no false promises, and which gave me more reason to agree that it's good to take the position as honorary consul and represent a country which believes in commitment. After knowing our ambassador, Mr. Isse, life has been very easy. He has done a hand-holding for me in last 1 year, knowing the country, the Chamber of Commerce, introducing me to Mr. Yusuf, and relationship has gone really fast in last 1 year. For me, opening the Chamber of Commerce or signing the MOU today is a very, very important thing that we are doing. Last month I was here in Djibouti and I met Mr. Mihir from Indian High Commission, and yes, we clearly see that it's time for Indians to come to Djibouti do right thing. There is a lot that Djibouti has to offer. But simultaneously, the reason we are opening Indian Djibouti Chamber of Commerce in India is for Djiboutian to have their home away from home. The Chamber of Djibouti can come to Indian Djibouti Chamber of Commerce, understand, learn, know about India much more than what they have been knowing so far. So today the MOU is going to be a historic thing for both the chambers, because we have documented in our MOU that at least once the Chamber of Djibouti will bring delegation to India, and Indian delegation we will bring to Djibouti. This is part of our MOU. So it's not just signing of a paper, but it's a real meaning and value that we want to create.
In his speech, the Indian ambassador to Djibouti declared the event a great success. Listen to them.
Now today, it's a great achievement, Ambassador. You say from Delhi, and you have brought all our, very important and well-to-do business group. And I really appreciate and I wish them all the best, so that they also participate in the growth process of Djibouti, and then they immerse themselves, and then not just one business, from one to another, to another, to another, and then building up wealth in Djibouti is supposed to be our objective. That's what I believe. As much as I know in economy, so wealth keeps increasing. So that is my expectation and my wish for all of you. And again, this honorary consul, Vishal P. Mehta. So I don't know the P thing, but Vishal, I just call him Vishal like this. Thank you so much. Your initiative and your strength and activity is quite appreciated.
Government sector cannot support all the population. Wealth is coming from the private sector. And as His Excellency, our President Ismail Omar Guelleh used to say always, to fight poverty, to develop the Republic of Djibouti, we have to develop the private sector. And we are all in this track. I would like also to extend my best thanks to my brother, Mr. Vishal Mehta, with whom we have struggled and battled since in India and Djibouti to create the favorable environment for Djibouti business people and Indian business people. So Mr. Vishal is too humble to tell the stories, but let me give you only one story among all the stories that happened in Bombay. Mr. Vishal has created this Indian business. He has come to me first with this idea of India-Djibouti Chamber of Commerce. And he has explained me, since I'm always bothering him, Vishal, I'm in Delhi, you are in Bombay, and all Djiboutian business people are going to Bombay. Please, can you help them? Please, this Djiboutian has a problem, this other has a problem. I cannot take the plane every day. And he's solving problems all the time. So he has got this idea to create this Indian Djibouti Chamber of Commerce. So it will be a house where any Djiboutian can address its problem, or even when there is no problem, they can go and seek for partnership. So it will be the link between the two business communities.
President of the Chamber of Commerce, Yusuf Musa Dawale, expresses his delight at taking part in the signing of a partnership agreement. Listen to him.
I'm really delighted that we have got this opportunity to share this afternoon MOU signing between our brothers coming from India and ourselves from the private sector of Djibouti. It's an honor every time that we are receiving business community from India, essentially. Excellencies, thanks to your efforts, thanks to the diplomats from the Indian Embassy and Djibouti Embassy, the leading ambassadors also, the opportunities that we have got in Djibouti is very, very large, to be humble. But the prospections and the willing must be a strong, let's say, partnership between the business communities. We are here as a private sector, as I'm mentioning to Ambassador previously. This institution is the oldest institution in the country. It was been created in 1907. This institution was playing a big role in the country. As a chairman of the Chamber of Commerce, also special advisor of economy for the president. It means that I have got the door open from the presidential office. Whatever you are expecting from us, it's something that we will listen, we consider, and we try to implement the way that it might be possible to put in place. And every time, as I said, when we promise something, we have to respect. If we could not, we have to say we will think about it. And that's the difference between, I think, the people that you will see abroad and also here.
The Minister of Finance, Ilyas Musa Dawale, held a working meeting today with the Executive Board of Harold Tavares at the Board of Directors of the World Bank Group. The meeting provided an opportunity to explore Djibouti's economic priority and the prospect for collaboration between the countries and the World Bank. During the meeting, Mr. Tavares expresses his sincere thanks to the Djiboutian authorities for the confidence they had placed on him as executive directors of the World Bank. He underlined the crucial importance of these positions and his unwavering commitment to supporting development initiatives in Djibouti. Mr. Dawale took the opportunity to present Djibouti's strategic orientations. He highlighted the country's priority in terms of economic development, particularly with regard to financing the country's economic diversification policy. A new milestone in strengthening regional trade in Djibouti was reached today with the signing of an agreement between the International Finance Corporation and Tiryaki Agro Gida Sanayi V. Ticaret. Tiryaki Agro, Turkey's largest agri-food exporters. The ceremony held at the Ayla Grand Hotel was attended by the high-level dignitaries, including the Minister Ilyas Musa Dawale, the Abu Bakr Omar Haddi, Chairman of Ports and Free Zone Authority, Sergio Pimenta, IFC Regional Vice President for Africa, Mr. Suleiman Tiryaki, Managing Directors of Tiryaki Agro, and Mr. Erdal Sabri Ergen, Ambassador of Turkey to Djibouti. Tiryaki Agro, which specializes in the management of export.
In East Africa, that's why we organized our ministerial meeting with the African Union here in November, and my minister was here, and we have relations at the highest level. His Excellencies, the two presidents, are very close to each other, and that is the overall excellent relations in which we actually move our economic actors to invest in Djibouti. Because as many of previous speakers have said, this is really an island of stability and security here. And it's not only a bridge, it's somewhere where you will be investing. And the investment in Djibouti, we believe, is a very good investment. And we are trying to bring our best companies here. And we are very happy that one of our best companies in agro-business, Tiryaki, is here to sign this agreement, memorandum, and they are doing it with IFC, which brings extra visibility and credibility.
And now listen to the Vice President of the International Finance Corporation, Mr. Pimenta.
It's a great day for IFC, it's a great day for Djibouti, and it's a great day for Turkey as we are all working together to help develop not just the sector here in Djibouti, but beyond that. I think this project has an impact on the continent. When we discussed earlier on the opportunities for Djibouti, it is very clear that Djibouti's geopolitical situation and geographical situation gives it a fantastic advantage that the authorities are really leveraging and creating more opportunities to have a strong contribution to the continent and to the country. And when we look at the logistics, it's obvious that ports and the access to the sea that you offer to your neighboring country is really a very important dimension. So when we talk about that on the side of the World Bank Group, we look at how we can support you, particularly bringing more private sector and bringing private sector of very high quality. And this is where I turn to the Tiryaki Agro Group and to Suleiman Bey and thank him for his interest in working together on this project, because this is exactly where alignment of interest is. It makes a lot of sense for everyone.
So this is a alignment of power alignment is very important when you do investments in Africa, and I feel it very, very well. And Djibouti and Turkey has very historical relationship, and the feeling are very good, and we want to leverage this feeling. And Djibouti is also has great, it's like a safe haven in between like 400 million people, and a very secure stability is there, currency stability, political stability, economic stability is there. So it's very, something very hard to find in Africa. And today our signing ceremony is going to be about the port investment. We are seeing a big gap in here for logistical, at the moment, big gap for logistical infrastructure. This is we can bring efficiency in logistical infrastructure, bringing the product to the end users. So that will cause strength Djibouti logistical advantages, and also will bring efficiency to the people who consume actual food and feed. Alignment with IFC, food and feed security is also very important. Alignment with the port authorities, alignment with our government to political, for our leveraging our political, investing in our political relationship is very key.
Now listen to the Minister of Finance, Ilyas Musa Dawale.
Djibouti is the icon of stability in this troubled region, and Djibouti vision, and very specifically the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh's vision is to make use of this place for the global goods. So in another word, Djibouti we are considering, and it's considered as a global public good. We are more happy when we also look at the background of the company and the origin of the company, which is Tiryaki. It's a Turkish company, and Turkey means a lot to us as a Djibouti. Not because our leadership are very much close each other, not only the government of Djibouti has a very strong ties with Turkey, but we have a much longer history together, and Turkish footprint here in Djibouti is back from centuries, by the time of Ottomania, and we have all the symbols of that history in many places in Djibouti. We value the investment and its impact. It's again make also Djibouti relevant in terms of investment destination, which we really believe we can do much better. And together with the World Bank Group, we are really working toward that objectives in order to unleash the potentialities of Djibouti in terms of investment.
On Tuesday, January 21, 2025, Bonjour hosted the African Inter-Regional Ministerial Meeting at the COP9 Bureau chaired by President Adama Barrow, accompanied by the Inspector General of the State Secretary for Sport, the Secretary of State in charge of Sports, His Excellency Hassan Mohamed Kamil, took part in this meeting, which this year mobilized several sport ministers from across the continent. The meeting, which aims to combat doping in sport, was an opportunity seized by COP9 President Mataba to talk to the press about the importance of the meeting. The transfer of the first batch of the final archives of the Ministry of Finance and Economy to the National Agency for the Promotion of Culture on Monday, January 2025, under the aegis of the Ministry of Youth and Culture. The transfer of the first batch of the final archives of the National Institute of Statistics and of the Ministry of Finance and Economy in charge of industry to the National Agency for the Promotion of Culture took place in a collegiate atmosphere. The receptions of the first batch of the final archives of the National Institute of Statistics took place in the presence of the Director General of INPC, Mr. Mohamed Hussein Douale, surrounded by his staff, the Director General of INSTAD, Dr. Ibrahim Abdi Haddi, several senior executives of the MGC, archivists, young volunteers, and other officials. In his speech on the occasions of the ceremony of transfer of definitive archives, Dr. Ibrahim specified that the transfer made official today represents a meticulous work of collecting and organizing the archives produced by INSTAD. The manager indicated that this first batch consists of 34 boxes of archives totaling 10 linear meters, which cover several decades of statistical, economic, and social productions. The transfer of the INSTAD archives is not limited to a simple transfer of documents. It symbolizes, above all, a commitment to the memory, identity, and cultures of our countries, continued Dr. Hadi. By making this transfer, we hope to inspire other public institutions to continue this dynamic in order to contribute together to the enrichment in preservation of our national heritage. As part of the preparations of the celebrations of the 25th anniversary of the IFT Tajura Women Association, an important meeting took place yesterday, Tuesday, January 21, 2024, in Tajura at the prefecture between the region's stakeholders and driving forces. This landmark event, scheduled for February 13, 2025, was the focus of a concerted effort to mobilize all stakeholders around this major celebration. Madam Hasna Hassan too, President of IFT, opened the session by expressing her deep gratitude for the strong presence of the participants, recalling that the aim of this event is to strengthen unity and solidarity around the women's cause and the progress made by IFT over the past 25 years. She stressed the importance of every citizen taking part in this event and pointed out that the participants would be coming from 4 other sister regions. The President of the Tajura Regional Council is Omar Hussein, as well as the Prefect of the region, Mr. Abbas, the Member of Parliament of the Tajura regions, who were also present, agreed with the local authorities and expressed their unfailing support for IFT and their willingness to collaborate fully in the organizations of this event to the success of this symbolic event for the regions and the countries as a whole. The meeting marked a high point in the preparations of the IFT's 25th anniversary celebrations, highlighting the solidarity and commitment of local authorities and players to ensure the success of this major women festival. As part of the fight against contraband, the Sheikh Musa Brigade, in collaboration with the Customs and Lana, carried out an operation around 9 p.m. On January 19, 2025, following intelligence report on the presence of the contraband in storage areas of Pika 12. The product involved were a large quantity of fruit juices and dairy products. During the search, the gendarme says that 112 packages containing a total of 1,344 bottles of fruit juice and a dairy product worth an estimated of 200,000. These unfit for consumption goods, which had reached their expiration date and had been smuggled into the countries, were destined to be sold on the capital's market. The Solidarity Caravan from the Ministry of Social Affairs Solidarity has begun its tours in the northern region. This new stage began in the regions of Tajura and in particular the chief town of where the Minister of Social Affairs Solidarity began her tours with the courtesy visit to the Sultan Ali Habib Ahmed. On her arrival at the Sultan's, the ministers received a warm welcome with the traditional dance and song and dances performed by groups of young people from the White City. Dr. Ali Habib Ahmed welcomed the Minister Ulufa Ismail Abdo and her delegation. Ulufa Ismail Abdo began by thanking the Sultan for his welcome. She went on to explain the purpose of her visit to the Tajura region, which was part of the National Solidarity Week, during which she was going to meet the population of the main town. Especially those in remote areas, to see and at close quarters their living conditions, listen to the grievances and provide appropriate response and solutions. Sultan Ali Habib Ahmed thanked the minister for her many achievements in improving living conditions, particularly in rural communities. The Minister of Social Affairs Solidarity was accompanied on this visit by the president of the region and the prefect of the region, the member of parliament for this constituency. The White City, the Minister of Social Affairs Solidarity Ulufa Ismail Abdo visited the Regional Council for a ceremony to rehabilitate the Northern CPEC. The minister arrived at the Regional Council accompanied by the Prefect of the region. Arriving at the Regional Council accompanied by the Tajura Regional Prefect Muhammad Hamad Abbas, as well as the parliamentary from the regions. The minister was welcomed by the President Omar Hussein, the General Managers of the CPEC, Omar Ibrahim, also welcomed the ministers at the entrance of the fund, whose headquarters also located within the Regional Council. The minister then visited the Tajura CPEC, which has been completely refurbished.
Aujourd'hui, donc nous avons eu l'honneur d'avoir son excellence.
After the courtesy visit, the ceremony of celebrating the brilliant outcome of the GAA, a concept affinity-based mutual aid group at the Gadile Resort Hotel, the mass delegation received a very warm welcome upon its arrival at the hotel, where the authorities of the region, the elders, as well as the women and youth of the regions were all gathered to welcome the Solidarity Caravan, a big demonstration and a concrete testimony of the unity and solidarity of the female populations of the Tajura region. This event, which brought together local personalities, civil society actors and community members, highlighted the positive impact of this program on the lives of the region's inhabitants, particularly the 250 women members of the GAA. The concept of the Affinity Support Group is based on a collaborative approach that allows individuals or groups of people sharing common interests or similar needs to help each other, support each other, and work together to improve their living conditions. This is a group of models whose members use the savings, credit, and social commitment as an instrument of empowerment. The Affinity Mutual Aid Group in the city of Tajura has managed to save approximately 4.7 million of our francs in a few months by contributing small amounts, an innovative concept at the services of solidarity and community development piloted by IDDS. Thanks to this solidarity model, the community of Tajura are not only beginning to improve their living conditions but have also strengthened their social cohesion and their ability to face local challenges together. To mark this important day, a song was produced by the women of Tajura for the Ministry of Social Affairs Solidarity, the group leaders of the beneficiaries and members of the Affinity Mutual Aid Group have indicated in turn that they had already had a so-called important its population continues to grow and contribution fund that thanks to MAS and IDDS, this fund has been strengthened and each of the women of the 18 GAA group borrows and repays while working to develop their business further. Our lives have changed considerably and thanks to MAS and IDDS we have managed to escape from precariousness. We hope that these programs will continue so that very soon we can borrow and repay millions so that others among us can benefit from this opportunity. The parliamentarian Hadi Deberkale said we parliamentarian and representatives of the population of Tajora in the hemicycles are extremely proud to see that our compatriots have greatly benefited and succeeded in the various programs to combat poverty and insecurity. It is an honor and immeasurable pride to see that the government fully helps and supports its population through the country. We hope that thanks to the President of the Republic, Ismail Omar Gelle, who is at the initiative of the creations of this Department of Solidarity, on behalf of the population of Tajura region, in my own name, we say to him, thank you. We expect even more support from our government because the regions of Tajura is one of the largest in the countries with the 4 sub-prefectures and its population continues to grow. A lot has been done and much remains to be done. Thank you to Minister Ulufa Ismail Abdo for all her accomplishment and not only during this week dedicated to solidarity but also throughout the year. And for the international scene in the West Bank, 7 Palestinians killed and 35 wounded in Israeli military raid. 7 Palestinians were killed and 35 others wounded in an Israeli
7 Palestinians were killed and 35 injured in an Israeli military raid in the northern West Bank town of Jenin, the Palestinian Ministry of Health said. Witnesses reported that Israeli special forces carried out raids in several areas of the Jenin refugee camp, which has killed at least 47,000 people, mainly women and children, and wounded more than 110,000 since 7th of October 2023.
And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.